world. Speaking of around the world, our partners at New Japan Pro Wrestling have Wrestle Dynasty coming up on January 5th at the Tokyo Dome. Both Ricochet and Konosuke Takeshita will be taking part, as well as many stars of All Elite Wrestling. It's New Japan Pro Wrestling's version of Forbidden Door, and it takes place January 5th at the Tokyo Dome.
I'm very impressed with Ricochet. I've been for many years. He is incredibly athletic, incredibly fluid. I just wonder, Nigel, about the size and strength differential in this match.
You can see it's clear as day when you compare both competitors in this match. And I talked about it earlier, how deceptively big Takeshita is, yet he moves like a cruiserweight.
You know, you guys can size these guys up all you want. You know, and I know, not necessarily the biggest guy win a match.
Actually, Tony, I don't know what people have told you, but size matters in professional wrestling.
I'm sure it matters, but it doesn't mean you're going to always win, Don.
You always lose when it comes to size, Tony, no question about that. The match now picks up some pace.
Hip toss.
Look at the power.
Ricochet to his feet, but Takeshita anchoring Ricochet. Now the handspring. Harris takes down the Alpha, and the challenger connects with the dropkick.
I've never seen Konosuke Takeshita as confident as he has been the last few weeks, and we know the reason why.
This is Konosuke Takeshita's first defense of the International Championship inside an AEW ring. The two previous defenses came first at the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling event earlier, actually last month, as he defeated Josh Alexander. Then TJP fell to the champion in New Japan's Fighting Spirit Unleashed event earlier this month. Now, Takeshita would like Ricochet to be the third name on that list, but Ricochet making a very compelling case for himself as perhaps the 11th international champion.
Great penny combination that time by Ricochet, but couldn't get it. That was textbook.
Don, you talked about how, as the international champion, you're going to take Takeshita all over the world. Where else have you got planned to take this big man?
Oh, if you could find a country that has money in professional wrestling, we'll be there, taking on the best in the world.
Now Ricochet looking perhaps for that Tiger Feint kick in the ropes, but Takeshita blocked it, and now countered Ricochet in. Takeshita comes in the high boot, terrible landing for Ricochet on the floor.
Boot right to the face and a head of steam by Takeshita.
I think Ricochet's leg may have got caught on the rope, which led to him coming down on his shoulder and the side of his head.
Certainly wasn't a clean landing.
Well, that's a big problem if that's the case, because Takeshita is a master of power moves that target those areas.
Takeshita throwing Ricochet into that timekeeper's table.
Take, could have saved.
I think you did exactly what you wanted there, Don.
The backdrop, the spine of Ricochet. And Nigel, I didn't quite catch it. I think that might have been the corner of the barricade.
Yeah, well, whatever it was, very little give. If we get a chance to watch it again.
He bounced off two things. He bounced off the corner and he bounced off the table.
Yeah, we're sitting right here, and it was a sickening thud. I could hear it even through my headphones.
If it was so sickening, Don, why are you smiling?
I take pleasure in other people's pain, you know that.
Backbreaker, and Takeshita keeping on the attack, driving knee strikes. The three in a row that lower back the ribcage of Ricochet.
I would venture to say this is going to be Takeshita's strategy the remainder of the match, and that would be focus on the back.
And Nigel, not a bad strategy. The man that is known for his high flying.
And known to take it to the air, keep him on the mat. If you've got a man who likes to fly, hurt his leg, and you want to hurt someone's leg, push them from a high place.
And Don, I must say that before you came into the life of Konosuke Takeshita, I think he would have conducted himself very differently in this match. He was a man, like Ricochet, roll up here.
He would have lost it, is what you're saying.
I say he was more prone to push the pace early in this match. Instead, driving Ricochet down, deep cover. Perhaps over leverage there, and perhaps Ricochet's only saving grace.
How about that? You're right. Over leverage, and Ricochet escaped. This is the
danger when you wrestle Konosuke Takeshita. Those moves can literally come out of anywhere. If he doesn't have to have you set up, he's so strong he can muscle you up and drop you on your head.
Nigel, you were talking about the size of Takeshita, deceptively both tall and wide, but with that speed, I think thanks in large part to that decathlete background that he developed at a very young age.
Well, it's versatility. When you've got 10 different events that you have to be world class in, you learn every different aspect thereof. Certainly, that speaks well to professional wrestling. You've got to be a striker, you've got to be able to move, you've got to be able to defend yourself, all at the same time.
Takeshita that time was picking Ricochet's head up by his ear.
Well, he doesn't have any hair, that's what you got to do. I'd grab that gold chain around his neck and choke him with it, but that's me.
That's a big risk indeed.
Takeshita, smile on his face. He is obviously, well, it was a smile, now it's a sneer, but please, Coach, soon.
This match has not started well at all for Ricochet. Ever since he slipped out off the apron and hit his head, landing on the mat, he's just been unable to string together any of his textbook offense.
And I'm not so sure that he's going to be able to string any together in this one.
Takeshita is brutalizing him. I think that's a good way to describe it right now.
Yeah, that's a good way. You're right.
If it continues, the man who's called himself out of this world will be in the doldrums and have to admit that the international title is around the waist of a very valid opponent.
Yeah, Ricochet, I mean, he's had a very good claim to make that he's never been pinned, never been submitted inside an AEW ring. And he belongs in this AEW International Championship picture. And whoa! Catching Takeshita by surprise there, the elbow strike too. And now the chop, backing the Alpha up.
42 days international champion Takeshita. Can he keep it to 43?
Right hand delivered as Ricochet.
Yeah, that lower back is gone.
It's seized up when he squatted down for the springboard, but
he still was going to go up top.
Gonna launch him. Got 2/3 of the way across the ring, guys.
Ricochet landing hard on that lower back.
One of the events in the decathlon is the javelin. Throwing Ricochet like a human javelin. What the world record is for that.
You look at the various moves, some of them the discus clothesline comes from his time with the discus in the decathlon.
Ricochet, though, fighting to his feet, able to overcome the submission attempt from the champion.
Not a lot on those strikes, though.
Now Takeshita, though, gouging the eyes. And Ricochet, as he was going towards the corner, Takeshita fired him in across the ring. Boots up, Ricochet using that powerful leg strength. Roll through. Caught Takeshita. Takeshita was rearing back for that elbow strike, but Ricochet a step quicker with the drop kick.
Somehow Takeshita's still on his feet, guys.
I think that drop kick hurt Ricochet more than it did Takeshita.
Well, swing and a miss by Takeshita. Now Ricochet, though, chop to the chest. Takeshita reverses the hammer throw. Ricochet coming. And the back elbow.
Ricochet still in a lot of pain. And maybe mounting a second win here. We'll see.
Well, certainly Ricochet has absorbed a lot more punishment than Takeshita in the early going in this match. And perhaps you can make an argument, maybe a little bit of rope-a-dope, absorbing some punishment so he can dish it out later in the match.
Not much on that either.
No, indeed. No mustard, no ketchup, no bun at all.
Yeah, Ricochet cannot afford to get into a prolonged striking battle with Konosuke Takeshita, but Ricochet escapes from the corner, heads in, leaves his feet to take down the Alpha. And now Ricochet, hammer throws, to and fro.
Still holding that lower back.
Yeah.
The shoulder to the midsection, Ricochet perhaps targeting the ribs of the champion. Springboard.
Ricochet still moving well, just not a lot of power.
That's one of his trademark moves.
That held up there. Adrenaline now starting to flow through the body, loosening him up a bit.
The incredible physique of Ricochet, got like a 10-pack. I mean, that's going to help with the lower back, those ab muscles being activated.
That's a great point. And he's trying to pick up Takeshita. That was a mistake.
Yeah, the fireman's carry. We've seen Ricochet's back seize up on a couple occasions already. The low bridge, Takeshita, though, gets his feet underneath him, at least temporarily. Ricochet connects the Enziguri.
Oh, no.
But he's going to try it, I do believe. Yes, he is.
Ricochet.
An amazing perseverance of pain.
Stuck the landing, causing Takeshita to collapse under the weight.
The Sasuke special with the extra flash. Watch out, Ricochet. Watch out.
615 splash.
But Don Callis
He's off.
They just dropped the headset. Threw the headset down.
Dallas realizes how much his man is in danger now. Winning Takeshita the Alpha on.
Well, the alpha at the 450 right there was it.
It's clear that Don Callis did now. Worried about the International Championship leaving the Don Callis family.
Takeshita needs to keep up the pressure here. I know the back's hurting, but he needs to lower the boom.
Ricochet went for the axe count. Takeshita, Nigel, I think he's been very obvious with those lariats, those big wind-up elbow strikes.
He's telegraphed them to some extent as well. In doing so, speaking of,
Blue Thunder Bomb.
not the first time tonight we've seen that miscalculation. Nothing across the shoulders of his opponent. But from that position, very difficult to reach.
Callis
Hoping
complained
for a
to,
knockout.
Callis complained to the referee here, Nigel, but that was a good count. And let's see what Ricochet's got left, if anything, here.
As Ricochet now perhaps in range of that power drive knee.
Oh, Konosuke looking for the power drive knee.
Heel, so to speak, caught the knee. But there is Takeshita, the wind-up and the elbow strike.
Takeshita's been on an incredible run, as we know, as we saw in the package right before. The only man to get the best of him and to pin him was Ricochet in that recent match that we had on Dynamite.
Wow.
Takeshita really threw everything he had into that one.
And can Ricochet do it again?
Next striking exchange, I am betting Takeshita 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, Nigel. A prolonged striking exchange will favor the champion. Ricochet needs to use his other tools, like his speed, like his agility. But Takeshita, anticipation, German suplex, no. Ricochet goes through, reverses Takeshita. And now Takeshita. He was coming in with that lariat. Ricochet countered with the knee. Comes Ricochet. That chopping elbow strike.
Right underneath the jaw. And we've seen of late, Ricochet was adapting his version of Will Ospreay's hidden blade. He can hit it here.
Ricochet, he calls his version the Spirit Gun.
Yep.
There's nothing hidden about it.
17 days ago, he got the pin against Takeshita. Can he do it again? Takeshita smartly rolling towards the ropes here.
But you can see Ricochet, the damage to that lower back as he goes holding himself upright with the ropes. He is struggling here.
Yeah, you can see the way he ran across the ring, almost gingerly. But nonetheless, he is battling on.
As Don Callis steps towards Ricochet, as he was ascending to the top. Takeshita, though, up to his feet, a shot to the lower back.
Man, he's just driving that elbow in the lower back.
Oh, this does not look good. This could be Poison Rana from the top or release German suplex.
Release German from the top, and now Takeshita poised with that boom, boom. Ricochet down, 2, 3, no.
All right, there's something left in Ricochet still.
And not much. Ricochet running on fumes.
Now Takeshita.
Power drive knee.
Ricochet folded in half at Takeshita. Takeshita denied a third defense of his international championship, at least temporarily.
A little overconfidence on that last pin attempt.
On the back now. Really on the verge. Oh, and that's got to be it.
Senton on the lower back.
Like a pane of glass shattering into 1,000 pieces.
Takeshita. Yeah, confidence on the face of the champion.
I dare say, if he hits this, it's over, but...
Oh, look at this. Springing up.
Unbelievable.
Hurricanrana, Takeshita up to his feet quickly. Right there.
Oh, he hit hard.
Ricochet moving with purpose. The labored climb to the top.
You're right. Puts him down Callis.
Full suicide breath.
Callis almost climbed in the ring on that.
Just came out of his shoes at ringside. But now back in the driver's seat. Ricochet. Can he repeat history?
Ricochet keeps turning his attention to Don Callis, but now
Spirit gun, maybe.
Ricochet. Can he take it back to 17 days ago? No.
Well, Tony, you saw it.
Yep.
Takeshita did as well.
That's right.
Takeshita dropping to the mat now. Ricochet changing, looking for Vertigo? No. Takeshita thinking maybe Raging Fire, but now Vertigo. Attempted. No. Takeshita.
Tombstone pile driver.
With that pain in his lower back, Ricochet will not stay down. My God, what an effort. What an effort by Ricochet. Uh-oh, look at this, Excalibur.
The knee pad comes down. Takeshita looking for that Wagamama. He likes that bullet on
Oh,
bullet.
don't get looking for another power drive. Yeah.
But Ricochet connects with the Enziguri. Twisting. Brainbuster by Ricochet.
With a bad back, he's pushing through.
They could try to lift him up.
His back seized up on the fireman's carry earlier.
He got him up there, though.
Now Ricochet. The kick to the side of the head. Takeshita was powerless to defend himself. Ricochet! No!
Man, just a wonderful effort by all of our athletes tonight, but especially in this matchup.
As now Ricochet looking to go for his favourite perch, top rope.
And he is hurting though, Nigel. Look at this.
How many degrees does he have? Is it 450? 630?
He could barely pull himself to the top.
Yeah, the game plan of Takeshita paying dividends thus far.
Oh no.
As Ricochet took a moment to steady himself, took a moment too long. As now Takeshita, the knee in between the shoulder blades. As Takeshita now has Ricochet up.